I'm going to disable the waiting room. I'm also going to disable the profile pictures and disable the ability for people to unmute themselves after you start. Just so
Okay.
we don't get that troll
Yeah.
crap again, man.
They're fine. As I'm welcoming all these new people into my feed, there's trolls in there too.
Oh, yeah?
They hide right out.
You know what
Yep.
it is? I think it's a water consciousness movement
Could be.
panel,
For sure.
All right, let me start recording over here. Let me,
Where is everybody?
we're on oh, I got to make you co-host. Sorry, dude.
Sorry.
Um, yeah. Come on, co-host. There we go. And admit all. And this should be going right now. That's live over in YouTube land. We're good. Enable waiting room, get rid of that. To unmute. Okay, cool. I think we're golden there. Yeah, we are over YouTube, Facebook, good there, and Restream. I think we're good there. Good day, good day, good day, everyone. I had to change my background again, though. Yeah, there was too much green in the old one. It was causing a lot of just stuff, a lot of fuzzy video feed around my shoulders and stuff. So, but cool, cool. All right. Yeah, I think we're golden. So awesome.
Right.
So let's get things started, guys. Um, great seeing everyone again. Awesome. Yeah. There we go. Hey, hey, hey. All right. Yeah, we're streaming. We're good. So awesome, guys. Well, thank you everyone for attending again this Tuesday, the November 26th. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. So, for anyone that is new here, we do these coherence meditations every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. You can find our calendar over at imawakenow.com/calendar. Seth also has a Facebook page that he just renamed back over to I'm Awake Now What. So, we're going to keep it that brand. Um, instead of what did you have it before? The Flight
My
to
book
Enlightenment.
one. The
Yes,
book
yes.
by Toonlight. But you know what? It's like the cover's really dark. The name, The
Yeah.
Fight to Enlight, people, not everybody resonates with it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, you know what? I mean, it's a brand within a brand. So, it's right there. But yeah, speaking of which, guys, The Fight to Enlight, if you want his free book, do go over to I'mAwakeNowWhat.com and sign up for the newsletter. And he's got a free book. It's free PDF copy, downloadable. If you want to pay for the hard copy version, I think it's what, $7, $8 or something. But well worth it, guys. It's an awesome book. I'm actually only halfway through it. Me of all people, I think that I should be all the way through it, but I take my time and I read multiple books at the same time, and it's just Anyways, anyways, guys, we do hold these every Tuesday. So glad to see you here. We do restream over to YouTube and Facebook. And while you are over there, please do like, share, subscribe, share this out to any friends, family, whoever you think can benefit from these. Our live is held over here on Zoom. We would love to see your smiling faces. Doesn't mean you need to share your video or anything. You can leave that up to Seth and myself. And so we do encourage everyone to do this as a daily practice. Every week we do come out with a different title, and there's basically an abundance and never ending, like an infinite amount of topics that we can go into. So if you do have a topic in mind, please do just reach out to Seth and he'll put it into the queue. Still a lot of things just going on, and I'm sure you got a lot of topics on there. So it's good to see these rotating topics. And the topic for today is celebrating every breath you give and take. And just so I do have a playlist here. What I do, if anybody else is not familiar with this, as soon as I transition right there. Okay, this one right here, this QR code, you can click on that, and that takes you over to my playlist of various frequencies that I have on YouTube. What I do is I actually have little Bluetooth speakers that I have over to my right and left. It actually kind of helps me. Last week I was actually pretty deep, and Seth was calling out to me at the end. Greg, where are you, man? I'm like, oh, geez. So
Uh,
I'm glad you kind of woke me up and got me in here. So
Look, it's the little things that make a big difference.
yeah,
Any
exactly.
humor we can get, we got to go for it.
Oh, that was funny. So, anyways, hand it over to Seth, and let's get the party rolling.
All right. Thank you. Hey, everybody. So great to see you as always. I look forward to these meditations every week. And it's funny, the days in between, I'm like, what am I going to do until then? And so I'm doing a lot of in-person meditations here, which are going phenomenal. And it's great just seeing this whole community blossom and get out there. And it's like everything that's happening in the world is making it so that people, the masses, are finally open to this. They're finally beginning to become conscious that we are a living miracle, every single one of us. I mean, it's easy, right? You get caught up in who you think you are and what your life is and all the things that you do. But look at it. Look what's happening. We're breathing, we're aware, and our body is so intelligent that when we tune into that intelligence, we become harmonized with it. And this is so important because we know it's there. We know that there's an energy based formula or energy. It's not just like there's energy in our body. There's energy in our body and it knows what it's doing. And when you think about that and you ponder it, how can it not get humbling, you know? Because what's causing our heart to beat, it's causing all these systems in our body to work together. And we know how it is when you get out of balance, then all that energy is like trying to work itself out. And when we get sick, we're like, oh my gosh, the days that we weren't sick are the best. And we learn to not take it for granted. And at the same time, when we feel good, when we're happy to be alive, that's the time to really connect with God, with Source, with Jesus, with whatever this infinite, innate intelligence in our bodies are. And you create that connection, you feel gratitude for it. And then before you know it, everything begins to change in your world because this energy has been here way before we came into these bodies. It is going to be here way after we are. And right now, it is here in us. And it's amazing how many people forget that or get out of tune with it because there's something about coming into these bodies and recognizing the nature of our own inner nature. And that when we do that, when we connect to what we are, we have a rare opportunity to evolve beyond our own limitations, to evolve beyond the suffering that our species inflicts upon themselves and everybody else without even meaning to. And look at how many people in this world are just, they're out of touch. You know, they're chasing money. They're doing all these things that the world teaches us to do. And meanwhile, this miracle of life in us goes unnoticed. And so we're really, there's a small group of people who are beginning to really get that. And the more you get it, the more you start to prioritize your connection to it in this life. And that is where amazing things happen. That's where health comes back. That's when all these limitations start to disappear because this innate intelligence that we are now, it's got messages for us. It's always communicating to us. We just got to fine tune the perceptual centers that are in all of us so that we can activate them, so we can become more aware of reality. And it's amazing. So we're going to get into it, but I just want to, before we do it, I mentioned something in the text, if you guys saw the email today or on social media, about DMT breathing. And for those who don't know what DMT is, it's essentially a metabolite of chemicals that literally come out of our pineal gland when they get activated. And that's why people are traveling all over the world to do ayahuasca and frog venom and all of that. And what so few people understand is that we can create that same release of DMT inside of our body just by breathing. And you don't have to fly to the other side of the world. You don't have to strategize and create all of this aftercare that goes along with the intensity of those experiences. And you also don't have to take the risk of traveling and everything that can happen, because when you go somewhere and you tune into that DMT and it releases and you start having this near death or ecstatic experience, it's a lot. When you're out of your element and that's happening, it's intense. So we're not going to do that now, but I just wanted to mention that to everybody because we're going to do that. And it is life changing. And when you do that and you feel what you're capable of, what you are literally capable of, when you choose to get in tune with what you are, with what we are, and you realize you create feelings that far transcend any feelings that exogenous substances or drugs or anything, whatever beneficial feelings they create, it's nothing compared to what we create in ourselves. So, and lastly, it's funny because it's the holiday season, and I've always had people ask me, do you celebrate the holidays? And I'm always like, no, I really do my best to celebrate every breath I give and take. And I've said that for so long. It's just like a natural reaction. And so that's why we're going to do this. And that's why getting in tune with yourself and celebrating your breath is so powerful, because you're not waiting for holidays. You're not waiting for external things to celebrate. You're celebrating right now. And you get good at celebrating it, eventually it starts to sustain. And you get really good at sustaining being in a celebratory mode of feeling so grateful for this miracle of life that we are. And when you do that, you get good at it, when you get knocked off balance, you get right back into it. And that's the benefit of it. So let's get comfortable. Wherever you are, you could be sitting, could be laying down. Sometimes we'll do open-eyed meditations. We're not going to do that right now, but that's an incredible thing to work towards, because shutting our eyes and going into meditation, it's necessary and it's what allows us to go deeper. But when you get good at that and you open your eyes and you can sustain that, that's really, really game changing. And so wherever you are, relax, slow down your thoughts, your emotions. Just allow everything that you've been thinking of today and processing and knowing. Just let all of that go. And start by relaxing the muscles in your face, just at first. Because when you relax the muscles of your face, in our faces are points that connect to every organ, gland, system. And when we relax the muscles in our faces, it's a lot easier to relax your body. And so the muscles in your face are relaxed. Just scan your body from the top of your head down to your feet and relax every bit of your body to whatever degree you're able to. And as you begin to relax, you can feel your breath will naturally start to slow down. So when you breathe, it's slow. It's deeper than you normally breathe. And rhythmic, meaning 5 seconds on the inhale, 5 seconds on the exhale. And just keep that going. But don't count. Just slower, deeper, and more rhythmic. And just notice how when you breathe, you can feel the air going into your nostrils. And when you exhale, you can breathe out of your nostrils or your mouth if you want, but inhale through your nose. And just notice the sensation of what it feels like to feel the air coming in and out of your nose. And when your breathing is slow, scan your body again and notice if you have any micro tension or smaller parts of your body that maybe that's kind of tight, but that from a place of relaxation, you can sense them and relax into that resistance or pain or tension. And basically, we're getting into a very deep, relaxed state in our body, almost like we're putting our body to sleep because it's so calm. It's so relaxed. And even if we feel like we're drifting off to sleep, we make a decision that we're going to keep our mind wide awake. Almost like our awareness itself is bright like the sun. And so the polarity between a completely relaxed body on the edge of sleep and a mind that shines like the sun. The combination of that great, bright awareness and that relaxed state of being that your body is in. When you find a balance point between those polarities, you literally begin the process of opening your subconscious. And every night, as we're going to sleep, and every morning as we wake up, our brainwave patterns change dramatically, even. And without even knowing it, we go to sleep and we go right into a portal. And it's right before we go to sleep. And same thing in the morning when we wake up. As we're coming from sleep into awakening awareness, there's another portal. And without even knowing it, we go right past it. But when we create these reminders, you could say, by reminding yourself to remember that you are so much more than your personality. You are so much more than all the limitations that you unintentionally accepted as who you are. Outside of that is the knowing of what you are. And the polarity of right awareness and almost like hibernation in your body. And as you become aware of what it's like to be in the middle of a waking and sleeping state, there is literally a portal or an opening. And by practice, when we recognize that it's there, we start getting better at paying attention to it. And when you finally enter into it, It will be the most unfamiliar, familiar feeling you could ever know. Because the 0 point in between these two polarities, that's where we know ourselves as this life force, as this beyond genius, miracle of life force that is blessing our bodies. It is blessing our soul, our life force. And the middle point between those two states of waking and sleeping, that's where you find the entrance to who you really are, of what you really are. And if you're not sure what I'm suggesting, it's totally okay. All it is knowing that it's there and making a commitment to start paying attention to it. And when you finally go into it, you will remember it. It is the most unfamiliar, familiar feeling you could ever have and experience, because it is literally the bridge between who you are, your personality, and what you are. This soul that is comprised of life force, causing our heart to beat. It's causing all these systems of our body to work together. But not only just work together, but to do so in a way that when we become aware of it, we get to experience the flurry of bioelectromagnetic energy. And we begin to sense it everywhere. When we have elevated thoughts and feelings, while we're tuned in to this doorway, you will literally feel almost like a thunderstorm, tons of lightning, light, tons of connectivity, where your thoughts and feelings are being carried out through this electricity to every part of your body. And you get to a point where You get good at doing this. And then you're able to objectively know yourself, almost like you're watching over your own being, your own body, and you can literally view all of these bioelectric connections that are always there. And that can be amplified. And it's important to understand this because we know that this life force, this energy, we know it's in our body. But when we don't create a conscious connection to it, it's still going to do what it does. It has already brought all of us right up to this point right now where we are together. And so when you choose to be the observer of your own life, to be able to sense what it's like to experience all this bioelectric energy pulsing to every part of our body, however great or small, all at the same time. And it's not a big deal. It's actually what we are made to be able to do. We just had a little hiccup of forgetfulness. And now we're choosing to remember. And so the more that you remember, eventually this objective awareness turns into almost like a hologram that is both within every part of your body and at the same time outside of it and around you. And simply by making a habit of observing yourself in this way, you get better and better at it. And this hologram that's already there, it becomes more visible, more sensual, meaning you start to perceive it with sensory input. You literally begin to feel this life force and being conscious of what it's already doing for each of us. And when we acknowledge that and we focus on it, we amplify it. And this is huge in the best way possible. Because most people live their lives and they start aging, and we know what can happen and where that leads. But when you create these little reminders where even if you get knocked off balance, you've reminded yourself to get back into awareness of this life force. And when you amplify it, your awareness of it expands. And the more that it expands, you begin to know yourself in your true form. This gift of life that so few even realize is a gift. And even if you're struggling and suffering, if you can tune in, even with your mind, just to rationally accept that this energy is there and it is beyond intelligent. You just acknowledge that it's there. You keep bringing your attention back to it. And when you do that over time, at some point, it gets easier. And every part of you, and both who you think you are and what you are, starts to become interwoven. And this hologram of self-awareness, where your energy field is literally being perceived as everywhere within your being and everywhere around it at the same time. When you know that, when you begin to feel it, that helps you to amplify it. And at some point, you start to know and remember that you are not bound to this body. You do not end with your skin. You are both in your body, animating it at the same time. So you're in your body, you're all around your body. And when the awareness of your energy field starts to become more connected consciously to your body, all of it begins to fuse together. Or better yet, you become aware that it's already doing that. And the more you become aware of that, that's where your power really has the potential to become super conscious, to exist as super consciousness. You don't just understand that you're one with everything, you experience it because you already are that. And by doing this, you are claiming your right, your inalienable right to be this miraculous power that we all are, and that everything is. But just for a brief little hiccup, you forgot. And so your body's super relaxed. Your mind is bright, and you're kind of sensing in between of what it's like to have your body almost go to sleep while keeping your mind wide awake. And really get quiet inside of you. And feel the air that's going into your nose and out of it. And you're just simply noticing it. It seems like such a little thing. But as you become aware of it, even these little sensations become so empowering. And you get to empower yourself anytime you choose. Like right now, choosing to be relaxed. You're choosing to breathe slower and deeper. And you put that inner smile on your face and you feel it in your heart. And when you choose to do that, it can feel like you're happy. It can stimulate memories of times that you enjoyed being alive. Or maybe it makes you feel things that you can't describe. But whatever way your smile allows you to feel, It's happening because you're choosing to do that. You don't need any external validation to make you feel happy or good or uplifted. Nobody has to come into your life. No external reward. You don't need any of that to create an elevated state. When you flick that switch, turning the light on, or you push that button in your heart, and that little inner smile, it lights up your face and your heart at the same time. And the balanced polarity between your relaxed body and your bright awareness puts you into that middle 0 point that you know you are. You know that it's there, even if it seems inaccessible. It is there and you know it. Otherwise, your heart wouldn't be beating. But it is. And that is where everything comes from. It is what allows you to be aware of anything and everything. And it's not just the source of your life force, it is your entire perception of reality. The only reason you have any external worldview, and whatever that worldview may be, it only exists because of this phenomenon, this miracle of beyond genius intelligence, this super consciousness that actually loves it when we choose to be uplifted, even to play with ourselves, to feel humor. When you create this internal environment of a completely relaxed body, a brightly aware mind, aware of your breathing, and that little smile on your face, and you sustain it. And that's it. That's where your entire foundation to evolve to any degree you want or believe yourself capable of doing. It is all right there, always. Nothing external to you is even remotely more important than your internal relationship to life, to what it's like to feel your heartbeat. And you know that it is energy, miraculous energy. It is literally beyond genius. And all you need to do is what was just said. Those few different environmental foundations between breathing, relaxing, being brightly aware, and feeling the uplifting feeling of that smile. It is all that. And all you need to do is sustain it. And it's that simple. It's all you need to do. And if you get knocked out of it, you simply notice it and you get back into it. And the more you practice that, even when you get knocked way out of it, you start to even appreciate that. Because when you choose to sustain yourself in coherence within all of these foundational elements, sustain, when that becomes your sustained state of being, the more you're able to be in that state, you eventually come to learn and love what it's like to go out of balance, because that is life teaching you how to get even more connected than you already are. And for a moment, put that smile on and make it bigger. You don't need to think about what it feels like. You just feel it. And with each beat of your heart, that feeling is being carried to the smallest particle of your being, to the energy source that it is. And that feeling with each heartbeat is being broadcasted to all the systems of your body, however great or small. And when you sustain that, the remembrance of knowing the nature of your own inner nature, it becomes yours. That is the gift that life is giving us. And so you're relaxed. Your entire body is calm. You have that little inner smile on your face, and your heart is carrying out that energy simultaneously to every part of your internal body and all around your body. And your breath becomes your best friend. And your breath becomes your best friend for a lot of reasons. But the one that is usually most fascinating is the obvious. We know that our autonomic nervous system is causing us to breathe, whether we are awake during the day or asleep at night. And so breathing is happening automatically. And the empowering or beautiful part of this is when we choose to breathe in harmony with what is causing our breath to operate, what we're even conscious of or not. We're taking an involuntary process and we are voluntarily choosing to be aware of it. It's not only our best friend, it is our love. It is love. And when you become conscious of what is already happening, even when you're not conscious, that's part of the foundation of the bridge you build from your subconscious to your conscious awareness. And when it's in place, you're able to go back and forth on that bridge. And the more you do that, the more everything we experience with our health in our bodies and the health of the world suddenly we're seeing it from a new light. And we become aware that the imbalance and chaos that's in the world around us has its roots in our own subconscious or unconscious awareness. And just like this beyond genius, innate intelligence of life force that is operating and sustaining all the systems in our body, when we build that bridge and we start being able to go back and forth on it, over it, under it, that bridge allows us to expand beyond even the bridge. And with that smile on your face, your inalienable right to choose how you want to affect your body chemistry. When all of that is happening and you start to feel connected, you become humbled. And the more you're able to be humbled or at peace with all that is already happening to you, through you, the more those feelings of reverence and of celebrating life, because the more in tune and aware that you become of how all of this is already there and it's already happening. And by you creating the habit of realizing and knowing and communicating to all of this that's happening, even when we're asleep, when we become conscious of what's already happening with this life force in our bodies, that's when we begin to amplify this great power that, for all we know, has the potential to be the greatest power in anybody's life, anywhere, because it is the source of everything we think about and perceive in the world around us. And if you don't believe it, that's okay. But as you make a choice to continue revisiting what your logical and rational mind knows is happening, meaning you know this energy is already in your body, And if you don't have faith in it, then you simply do this process, and your faith in it starts to become amplified. And once that happens, even for just a little bit, you pretty quickly decide that you are all in. You are choosing to focus on the most important relationship that anybody could ever have, anywhere and everywhere, whether anybody realizes it or not. It is relationship number one. It is the basis for how our relationship with the world interacts with. So when we are in relationship consciously with this life, with the energy that animates it, when we become aware that it's already happening, and we simply only needed to wake up and claim it, that's where we become powerful beyond measure. If you're that aware, how could you ever get sick? If you're actively exercising your ability to know yourself as you really are, beneath the personality and the patterns that we all become addicted to. The only reason that we get stuck is simply because we aren't in coherence with this profound relationship, that it exists even when we're not participating with it. When we voluntarily become conscious of our involuntary autonomic nervous system and its intelligence to operate all the systems in our body, and through our awareness of our breath, we are given the keys to unlock universal awareness. To move even deeper into what some would call divine awareness. And even beyond that, where no words can go. And the only thing that enters is the one who is conscious of what their consciousness is already comprised of. And by choice alone, you own it. You claim it. And you begin to naturally celebrate every breath that you give, every breath that you take. You're choosing to make it all be one big celebration, one big party, because feeling these levels of connection, when you're feeling that, you want to express. And because you feel inspired, you naturally become a source of inspiration to everybody and everything around you. And so during the times when there's holidays going around all over the world, you can actually feel it in the collective that around these times, a lot of people are feeling happier. They're feeling uplifted. And it doesn't really even matter what the reasons are. It's happening because of external things, and they're going along with it. And that makes it even easier to create these internal foundational practices that we've been discussing. And the only thing that matters more than anything is to what degree you want to nurture this internal relationship. So slow down even more. Relax your body. Feel the glow of that smile. Acknowledge that your heart is beating. Every beat of your heart can be harmonized and aligned with your breathing. And that's a whole other practice. When you create these foundations, you naturally become instinctively, intuitively, and rationally guided into the next levels of your own development, and to whatever degree you choose to evolve towards. And anybody that wants to stay like this, just hang up. And for everyone else who is here, before we come out of this, set a little reminder, a reminder that you are going to choose to combine these simple elements of breathing slow, a relaxed body, a bright awareness, and an elevated state of being initiated through your smile. Remind yourself that you're going to sustain that, because it truly is the foundation for every level beyond it. And even if somebody only made that the degree to which they want to nurture this relationship, just sustaining that foundation If enough of us were doing that, it would change the world here and over throughout the entire galaxy and beyond. And that's not overemphasizing it. So, with your reminder of what you're going to choose to sustain, slowly come out of these deep levels of relaxation. Let's move your body just a little bit. And notice the sensations of feeling your body. And that's happening because of this energy, obviously. And it's also happening because we are choosing to acknowledge it. So when you're ready, rub your hands together, get them nice and hot, and then put the palms of your hands over your eyes and create darkness. And notice if you see any light, any geometries, anything at all, or nothing. And know that you are perfect as you are. And that your experience is yours to navigate. And when it feels like the world is navigating you without your choice, that's life teaching us. Thank you, everybody. Greg, thank you. Please like, love, share, help us get the message out there. Let's once and for all awaken this entire globe.
Awesome. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, everyone, for coming this week, and have a marvelous rest of the week. And I hope that everyone has some family time, that however you spend your Thanksgiving, that everything is well with you this week. And we'll see you next week on Tuesday, same time. So,
Thank
see you
you.
guys. Bye bye.
Love you guys.